So we're going to talk about how to solve a one variable inequality. And so that's what we've been working on so far is a one variable inequality. Remember, an inequality is something that uses the less than sign, the greater than sign, the less than or equal to sign, the greater than or equal to sign, any of those signs. And the one we don't use real often is the does not equal sign. So inequalities use one of those symbols. One variable means just one variable. We've usually been using x. And when we graph the solutions to those things, we are graphing them on the number line, right? Graphing them on the number line. And so we'll see a different type of example later today. And so how do we do this? Well, it's been a couple-step process. We are typically going to find the boundary point first. And the way we do that is sort of two steps. We're going to replace the greater than or less than sign with an equal sign. Okay, so we're going to replace the greater than or less than sign with an equal sign, and then solve for x. Okay, so if we have a greater than or less than sign, we replace it with equals, solve for x. That's going to give me the boundary. It's the dividing point between what works and what doesn't. And we're going to plot that on the number line. And remember, when we plot it, we're going to put a dot, and we're either going to put an open circle or a closed circle, right? If there is an equal bar below our symbol, then it gets a closed circle. If there is no equal bar, then it gets an open circle. What do we do next? Then we're going to evaluate a test point. And so that means plug a point into the inequality. Okay. So we're going to plug a point into the inequality. And when you plug it in, it's going to be either true or false, right? And so when you plug it into the inequality, you see whether it's true or false. And after you do that, you figure out whether it's true or false. You're going to fill in the correct section of the number line, and that means you're going to draw the arrow in the correct direction. And the way to do that is if the point tested out to be true, you will draw the arrow towards the test point. If it turned out to be false, you draw it away from the test point. So true means you draw the arrow toward the test point. And if it's false, so if it's true, we're going to draw the arrow toward the test point. And if it's false, we draw the arrow away. Okay. So if it's true, you draw the arrow toward the test point. If it's false, you draw the arrow away. And so we'll go through an example here in a second, but just to recap the steps, you find the boundary by solving an equation. You put a dot at the boundary, either open or closed. That divides the number line into two pieces, and you do a test point on one side of the boundary. If it's true, you draw the arrow toward the test point. If it's false, you draw it away.